Hello, and welcome to Weed and Grub.
I mean, it is kind of sad.
It is sad.
It is sad. That was a good autocorrect.
Yeah.
Your phone knew
It did.
that at
And I
Whole
was
Foods,
sad.
spending money at that very overpriced part, the salad bar,
Yeah.
your phone autocorrected to sad bar, and it wasn't wrong.
And it's not wrong.
Your phone knew.
Why is that the most disappointing salad bar out there? Why is the Whole Food salad bar so sad bar?
Because it's so expensive. And I don't love their options, especially it's so funny to go. I mean, I feel like since they've been acquired by Amazon, they're so like specifically targeted to whatever neighborhood you're in. Like, I feel like you used to be able to go into a Whole Foods and you'd know that you'd find some like international, interesting.
It was exciting to buy
options.
a jar of something you've never known about and then
Different-
Google it later.
Yeah, I feel like I could-
gochujang or something.
Yeah, go on a little culinary adventure, but now it's like super like targeted because it was acquired by Amazon. So any Whole Foods is like just specifically for that neighborhood. So the one near me, well, kind of between us on Santa Monica, is that it's all like skinny wine and like really expensive vitamin shots and like hella overpriced
Steamed broccoli
soaps.
for $15.
Yeah, so
no
I think
salt.
that particular sad bar is
It was.
it's the West Hollywood sad bar. It's like everyone's just trying to not eat while eating, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, I saw someone shopping one day. I mean, listen, I'm all about like spending money on whatever you want to have, like rocking your whatever fashion you want to have. But like, do you really need mink fur mules, Gucci slides
Right.
in your life? I don't know. It was just crazy. What's happening? You're
I'm sitting on my keys. I'm
you're
high.
shifting around over there like
Twitchy. Sorry.
doing a little tap dance.
I
Make me
know.
nervous.
Okay, I'll sit.
Okay, stop touching everything because you're making a lot of noise. Okay, just chill out.
Okay.
Take a deep breath.
Try it. All right.
Okay.
Real nice.
Yeah.
What would be on your dream hot food and salad bar? Like, do you have things that, like,
Yes.
if all bets are off, you would create your alto mitt? Why did I say it like that? You know what
Alto
I'm
mitt.
saying. Man, I'm twitchy.
You are twitchy today. My Alto Mitt salad bar. Yeah, okay. So my salad bar, the cold, would just be full on Mediterranean. Just like, just go in full Greek, like, cold everything. Cold lettuce, cold tomatoes, cold olives, cold feta, cold lemon, some preserved lemon, all that kind of stuff. And then you have like your hummus and a few other little options, maybe some tzatziki, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then the hot, I would just always go with, I think Indian. I feel like Indian is always going to be my favorite, like, hot buffet.
Absolutely.
Because it
Warm,
keeps the
delicious,
spices, it's
smells good.
aromatic. They're sort of stews. They're like, it's fine if they sit for 12 hours because they just bubble and get more delicious.
That's so true. Yeah, and then you just have like rice next to it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, a little
totally.
rice, a little naan, some, just scoops. You don't even really need a fork. You just scoop it up with your naan bread. So I feel like, I'm always going to go Mediterranean salad bar, hot for Indian, and then dessert should just be a cookie station.
Yeah, right.
Why do you need anything more than that?
Would you have like a little soft serve next to it so you can make your own ice cream sandwiches or cookies on?
I'm kind of against ice cream right now.
What?
Yeah, I know. Well, we were at that Super Bowl party. Well, we'll get into it.
Okay, well, what up, Mary Jane?
How's it going, Mike?
I'm mad.
Oh, no.
You don't like ice cream?
Well-
You hate ice cream? Well, welcome to Weed and Grub. This is the podcast where Mary Jane hates ice cream. What the fuck?
This is a podcast about cannabis,
Comedy,
culture,
cooking,
calling shit out.
and canceled cream.
Oh,
Apparently.
yes.
You're a cream canceller.
Listen, we went to a Super Bowl tailgate party, and that was the one thing that I kind of didn't want to eat was the ice cream situation. It took too much doing because there was like I had to hold it with one hand, and then I had to like navigate it with another, and then I was also trying to like hold some of the stuff that I was getting from other places. It was like, yeah,
That's interesting. I do hear you
it's
because
too interactive.
there was like those mini banh mi tacos.
Yes.
2-bite situation.
Holy shit.
No plate needed.
Mind blown.
Or a wing or like a grilled cheese. Yeah, like finger food is difficult, and when you have like an ice cream that then you have to have a spoon, and then you have to like work things around.
And I need a napkin because it's dripping on me, you know, and I'm a
Okay.
messy Marvin, so
Yeah, you are your shirt. I'm looking at it right
I
now.
spilled coffee all over myself this morning. That's my scattered focus, you know, it's the swirl.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay, before we get into this Super Bowl situation, because that was so crazy, what's your salad/hot bar?
Well, a little of it is inspired by all of the chefs we met at the Super Bowl party, because I think like a cold salad bar, I would love to have oysters on the half shell.
Oh
on
my
it.
God.
Shrimp, like almost like a instead of a seafood tower, a seafood landscape.
Yes.
You know, like for me, that shrimp, oysters, mussels, cold, crisp slurps of briny, wet goo.
Oh.
Is, yeah, right?
So sexy.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Wow.
And so, yeah, like fresh vegetables, multicolored carrots, shaved, delicious broccoli, you know, all of your roughage to dip in, and then ice cold seafood to complement it. I'm with you on like the hummuses and all of the dip sitches. But yeah, I would just add shellfish and frozen, like ice cold seafood to that.
Okay, on that. Oh, and then what's your hot, real quick?
Well, no, I'll get to hot in a second, because you want to talk about the oyster girls.
Oh, blew my mind.
If anyone out there is having a wedding, a birthday, an anniversary, just a Tuesday afternoon.
A day at home.
Day at home. Yeah. Sorry, no more shot girls, no
Nope.
more pouring booze down my throat.
There's a company called Oysters XO, I believe. They travel all over the country. We just discovered them yesterday at this tailgate party that we went to. We were standing in line, and this gorgeous woman came over. She was wearing a white leather apron. She was in all black she was in heels in the sun too. She looked like a Bond girl. And she had a mesh metal glove on one hand, and then like a gunslinger, she had oysters on one hip in a thing of ice, and then she had like mignonette and Tabasco, and she just shucked an oyster for us standing right in line, and I slid it right into my mouth right there. And it was maybe the hottest thing that's happened to me all year.
You went flush, but with like good flush.
I mean, I asked her for her phone number.
She was like, "Here's my card.
You can take my
Oh,
card.
is this an aphrodisiac? I think I feel it right away. Oh, I'm falling. Someone catch me in your arms."
Oh my God. They were everywhere too. I don't know how many of the Oyster XO staffers were there, but I saw at least 3 or 4 of them just going around and just giving people briny slurps of happiness. That combined with all of the NFL players who were on hand, it was like the sexiest fucking event. I mean, I was in like a permanent state of orgasm basically for the whole day. It was hot.
Those football players are fucking hot, man.
They're so hot.
They will give soccer players a run for their money for me. Like,
Yeah.
I think like the hottest athletes in the world are probably soccer.
Right.
Because they're just like long, lean, and athletic.
And they're also vain. I feel like soccer players all have big
they all
egos,
have
right?
cool haircuts. Who cuts their hair? Who cuts Cristiano Ronaldo's hair? It's a great cut. Nice fade on the side.
Yep.
Dazzling. That's if we ever have him on the pod. Question 1.
Who does your hair?
Who does your hair?
I really appreciate that. That was so awesome though, because we were at the event with Joel, who knows so much about all of the players and their stats, and he could like really like walk up to any of them and just have a conversation. Like he was talking to the running back for the Minnesota Vikings, whose name I can't remember, but like Joel went right up to him and was like, "You had a great year," and they immediately started chopping it up about the season. And then I was like, "I love your pendant," and he was just like, "Get away from me."
See, that's the haircut. We want to talk about crystals and haircuts.
Like, I like your fucking awesome pendant. And he was like, "Okay, I don't want to talk to you. Please back away."
You're like holding it while you're talking to him. He's like,
oh, that's nice.
he's
That's
like, I literally have 5 Super Bowl rings on my hand, and all you want to talk about is this crystal situation. Jeez Louise.
Oh my God. It was so fun to hang out with Joel, and just like he was just pointing everyone out, and he knew so much. And like we were going through the silent auction and looking at all the different memorabilia, and he knew so much about that too. We saw Ricky Williams's football helmet being auctioned off, and he had written on top of it next to his signature, "Smoke weed every day."
Yeah, and
Hell yeah.
I think like last bid on it was somewhere around like $2,000.
Yeah.
Something really cool.
It was just so neat. So I don't know, there's so much to say about the tailgate party. I feel like I could swirl around and talk about all of it, but definitely like the Oyster Girls and the athlete pros in attendance made the whole thing just feel so just full of like, I don't know, like bursting with energy.
Yeah.
You know?
And I will say, before we move on from like, because I don't want to talk about something
Yeah,
that
people don't want to hear
Right.
about. They're like, we weren't there. We don't care.
Guy Fieri,
Yep.
Chef Aaron May, Voltaggio, Antonia, Brooke, like all of these people.
Chef's Greenspan.
Chef fucking Greenspan, who all of these people are going to be on the pod. I think what I loved most about them was like watching them in their element, feeding people, and how happy that made them. Because like you always hear about in the restaurant or on food TV, like, you know, you see them critiquing something and like getting their star power out there. But when they're able to let their guard down and like do work like this for a great cause like the Guy Fieri Foundation, that's when I'm like, oh, these people have like deep like need to like feed people and make people happy, and it was really neat to see.
And that's what that event was about. So the Super Bowl players tailgate party was about raising money with Guy Fieri for his foundation. He's given so much back. I had no idea until the pandemic like how much he really does for communities and you know, through food and connections. And he really pulled off such an amazing event. I mean, the first person that we met when we walked in was Chef Todd English.
Right.
That's who we were waiting in line to get seafood from when we had the oyster shots. And he had an infused mac and cheese.
Last leaf macaroni and cheese.
At his booth.
It's sitting in my bag right now. I'm going to whip up a wet ass pot.
Yes, wet and gushy. It was, I mean, truly like the swirl of the event. And I know, you know, we have so many pictures to throw up, and we met so many people. We both got to get our picture taken with Guy Fieri and say hey. And I was like, yeah, you know, I know you were just on Belushi's. Oh, bless you. Bless you. Someone's thinking of you.
Is that what that means?
Yep.
If I sneeze, someone's thinking of me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so lovely.
It's me. I mean, I'm just looking at you, so.
You have sneeze mind control over me? I've never felt weaker and more exposed. I didn't know you could make me sneeze with your mind.
Well, you know I'm a witch.
God damn it.
Well, I got to say to Guy Fieri that, you know, he was just on Jim Belushi's show, Growing Belushi, and he's from Humboldt, and he loves weed, and he doesn't get to talk about it all that much, of course, because of who he is and his standing, and I think he has to be very family-friendly and, you know, very mindful of, you know, when and what he talks about, but I told him about the pod, so I'm putting it out there right now. We are going to reach out to your team, Mr. Fieri, and we really look forward to hopefully chatting with you on here.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Which brings me to my hot bar.
Okay.
Chinese food, man.
Uh-huh.
It's just perfect. The Chinese buffet, I think, is absolutely perfect. No changes. You've got everything from your orange chicken, fried, gooey, sticky, lovely, to like those spare ribs that have all of those like Asian flavors around them and a real nice smoke ring around that juicy meat. For some reason, there's always pudding nearby, which I love. Like, who doesn't love like a big bowl of pudding, like with some vanilla wafers? And and then you have your broccoli. Like, I think Chinese food buffet is just like nothing needs to be changed, and everything about it is perfect.
I love the hot nudes.
Yes.
Those kind of hot, greasy nudes. I'm all about it with the like shaved carrots.
Yeah.
And you know,
So
I'm all about it.
So yeah, if I could, it would be disgusting in my stomach. It's just oysters and lo mein and pudding. Fucking revolting.
Oysters, lo mein, and pudding. Wow. And when you throw up at the end of the night, well.
That's so fucked up. Oh man, should we get to the news?
Yes.
Okay, since it's my week this week to read the news, do you want to munch on some sumo while I pull it up?
I do. I'm so excited to have found the latest flavor, which is the last one that I hadn't tried yet of Sumo Snacks, and it's hint of lime, and they're so like perfectly tangy. They're made with almost no preservatives. There's like, you know, that sweet sea salt, lime, really a hint of lime. Each bag is 10 milligrams, so you can eat a whole bag in one sitting. And I love them.
They're great chips.
Yeah, sorry to crunch in everyone's ear, but...
I'm going to wait to crunch until after I read the news so that it's not... But let me smell. That's good. So go to Sumo Snacks. Check them out.
SumoSnacks.com and follow them on IG at Sumo Snacks. They're just cool people doing cool stuff. And, you know, I really think one of the things that's lacking in the edibles world is savory snacks. You know, we can get so many... medicated and infused different kinds of chocolates and gummies and tinctures and all that kind of stuff. But there's like really an interesting gap in the savory snacks arena. And I'm so glad that Sumo showed up to save the day because I love snacking on them. And they've got, I think, 5 flavors available right now.
Yeah, it's so interesting you bring that up because I was just watching an interview with Lil Yachty and they were like, what is it about you that got you where you are? And he goes, man, everything I do, I just try to do as original as possible. And if you fuck with it, great. If you don't, that's okay. But for me, I have to have originality. Otherwise, I'm not going to break through because there's so many of us out here. You got to be original and just bet on yourself with that idea of I'm doing something no one else is doing.
Yep.
And to that point, when I look at like all the weed events we get to go to, and I look everywhere, it's all flower, it's all edibles. There's some great stuff out there. There's some like lower tier stuff out there, but Sumo Snacks is kind of the only chip in the game.
Yep.
And that's exciting.
It is exciting.
Yeah.
I love them. I'm so stoked that they've come online. Like, you know, it feels still very new and that like we're still getting to talk about them while people are just getting to learn about them. Like, I don't know, I feel like I'm in the know.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh, what do you think if I open a rotisserie chicken restaurant and it's like the skin is covered in like Sumo Snack chips? Like I just make rotisserie chicken, infused rotisserie chickens.
Okay.
With Sumo Snack on the outside skin.
Great. Or
Yeah.
could I just get like a chicken leg and have my Sumo Snacks on the side?
Oh, sure. Okay.
Like, you know, just chicken and chips?
Damn, Mike, why you got to be weird about it?
You're
Here's
like,
the news.
crush it up. Okay, here we go. Grub Gazette. What are we talking about this week? in the news?
From marijuanamoment.net, shout out to my hometown. That's why I wanted to read this story. Nearly 1 in 10 new Missouri jobs came from medical marijuana industry in 2021.
Wow.
Shout out to the STL. Shout out to Nelly. Shout out to the Show Me State. So there was 77,600 new jobs, according to the Missouri Department of Labor for 2021. And the Missouri Medical Cannabis Trade Association found out that 7,000 of those jobs came from weed.
I am so amazed to hear that. Does it say what the breakdown is? Like how many are cultivation and how many are manufacturing or distributing or retail or?
Not in this, but there is links on the marijuanamoment.net article that will direct you to the breakdown of all of those things.
Great.
To go a little bit further with it, because it's only medical in Missouri.
Right.
They made $200 million last year in sales of marijuana products.
Wow.
They registered 170,000 new medical cannabis patients. Not patents. 170,000 medical cannabis patients. Jeez Louise.
That's amazing. 170,000 new medical cannabis patients in Missouri.
Yeah, and coming off of the heels of how successful it's been in Missouri and how many jobs have been created, even Republicans in Missouri are pushing new medical bills. Some of them are also trying to get rec cooking over there because they're like, well, if it's going this well medically, let's like pop the spot and go full. You know?
I know. I think it's interesting that you say even Republicans, because I think what we're seeing more and more across the country is that this is it's like one of the few really truly 2022 bipartisan issues where just about everyone can agree that the war on drugs is a failure, that we need to stop people from going to prison, that everyone should have safe and fair access to weed. You know, some people want to turn it into a commodity because they love money. Other people are like just excited to have access to something without going to jail. But it's like we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
I think just
so.
about. If you're a sane and a thoughtful person, you know that, you know, this is absolutely the direction we should be going in.
Absolutely. And if you live in Missouri, there's in this article too, there's a bunch of petitions you can sign for a lot of different bills that lawmakers are trying to push through. The one very interesting thing, I think, is that separately, a state lawmaker filed a bill late last month to decriminalize a range of drugs, including marijuana, psilocybin, LSD, MDMA, and cocaine. And that measure was introduced by a Republican Missouri legislator who is trying to give residents with serious illnesses legal access to a range of psychedelic drugs.
Wow.
So they're like, yo, if this goes so well, let's go full rec. And then if that goes real well, let's just
psychedelics is medicine.
Go in. Yeah.
I also just read a really interesting piece that I'd love to get into more on here sometime about how MDMA is being used as marriage therapy. You know, it was a piece in the New York Times called Can Molly Save a Marriage? Or Can MDMA, whatever it was called. Anyway, it was like, yeah, these are all substances that, of course, like everything could have a potential for abuse at some point. Like, you know, some people actually do develop a dependency even on cannabis. Sure, I'm not going to deny that completely, but the benefits far outweigh
Absolutely.
any, you know, especially when you're able to have safe and fair access to it and you don't have to criminalize it. And then you can actually like really do some investigation into the benefits of all of these things, like Molly.
Like Molly. Wouldn't it be funny if the new season of Curb Your Enthusiasm, what's Jeff's wife's name?
Susie Essman?
Susie, yeah, like Jeff and Susie do Molly together in the new season.
And he stops cheating on her finally.
He stops cheating. She's like, Jeff, get in here and hug me.
Come and cuddle me.
Let's hug in the middle of the kitchen. And Larry's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah. And then it turns into this like cuddle puddle with Larry and...
he wouldn't like that at all.
He wouldn't like that at all.
No, he wouldn't like that at all.
Larry David's the only person who takes MDMA and then is like further excuses himself from any physical contact.
I have a very, very good friend who I've done all sorts of, you know, like long weekends of, you know, going to cabins and you know, having a great time doing all sorts of substances. And he will not touch MDMA. He won't take Molly. He loves ketamine. He loves psychedelics. He loves psilocybin. We've smoked hella weed together, but he was like, I don't like it because I don't want people to touch me. And I don't like the feeling when I maybe want to touch someone else. He's just like, it's not for me. It feels weird with his boundaries, his physical and emotional boundaries. And I was like, yep, I totally get it. I just happen to love it.
I just happen to be on it right now.
I just happen to take it every fucking day. Not really.
Before we get to Buds of the Week, I just wanted to also shout out Weed Maps. Thank you so much for inviting us to your Super Bowl party. It was a banger of a time. So many new friends that we made friends with, so many old friends that we reconnected with. And so I just want to say, a thank you to Weed Maps.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was called High in the Hills, and it certainly was, and we certainly were.
Yeah, we were.
And it was, I mean, what a feeling to be in Los Angeles, kind of at magic hour, looking out over the hills with that beautiful pink and blue sky as Snoop fucking took the stage with a blunt in his hand with Dr. Dre to kick off the greatest halftime show. I mean, I think the only better one is Prince. I think that was like...
And I disagree. I think Prince is now number 2.
It was so good. It was so exciting. And just to stand with all of these people who, I don't know, I've, kind of like swirled around at parties in LA with them at different weed events, but like we were there for something else.
Yeah.
And we just happened to be a part of it, but we were watching the game and this halftime show and it felt really momentous. So
I don't want to get too in the weeds about this, but I will say props to the NFL and what they're doing in cannabis, because we've talked about on the news here how they're putting millions of dollars into grants to study how cannabis can help with CTE, and how these guys retire and their bones and brains are just fucking bashed in. And so like, can weed help with that? They're not drug testing anymore. I remember in the NBA All-Star game, J. Cole was the halftime and he was singing his hit song, and they made him not say the word shit over and over, so he kept having to like pause his lyrics. And meanwhile, the NFL is out here and Snoop's smoking a blunt and 50 Cent's hanging upside down like in his music video, and they're just like, yo, we're here to celebrate. Sorry about like being on a national network, but it is what it is. And I really appreciate that, especially as somebody like Sha'Carri Richardson. The Olympics seems to have a double standard too. So props to the NFL for doing what they're doing.
Yeah, it's a lot wrapped up in all of that, but yes.
Yeah, sorry, I know I talked about 9 sports and 6 different topics, but it all comes back to thank you, NFL.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Imagine like living, imagine my parents. Can you imagine me growing up?
Nope.
It was a lot.
Nope. I mean, yeah, I got out of my house as soon as I possibly could, partly to give my parents some relief. I left when I was 16. I was like, bye.
Yeah. Our dinner table, it would just be me bringing up 9 things, but none of them being finished, and all of them have thoughts. And everyone's like, all right, man, we're going to kind of pack it up.
Thank God weed helps with that.
Yeah. You want to get to Buds of the Week?
I do. Can I go first?
Please.
My Bud of the Week is our friend Matt Hyen, who is the reason that we got to that incredible tailgate party. Matt is just one of the best producers in the world. He is incredibly kind and such a connector, and he gave us the passes to get into that party, and then swirled around and like connected us to a bunch of really cool people while we were there. And I'm just really excited to hang out with him more in real life and get to know him even better, because we've kind of known each other for a few years now. And so that was just like a really neat way to reconnect after some pandemic craziness, to just go to that event. And he was just like every time I looked at him, he was like running in a different direction, but always looking calm and composed. He's awesome. So you can follow him at High Insight, which is his last name, HEIEN Sight, on IG. And thank you so much, Matt.
Yeah, that's a great Bud of the Week. My Bud of the Week is High CEO. That's the handle. It's Harrison Baum. He's the founder of Daily High Club. He's a great guy. He built Daily High Club from nothing in his garage, and now he has a self-driving Tesla that he takes on these beautiful hikes every single day. So if you don't follow him at High CEO, you're missing out on some of the most beautiful landscapes I've ever seen from all over California, and also a bunch of great weed, and he's just a great guy. So he invited me on a hike, so I think I'm gonna go hiking with him coming up, flex these calves a bit.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Also, when you said he goes hiking with his Tesla, I just pictured him like holding his Tesla by the hand and like walking up a trail toward a sunset.
Yeah, that's how it's self-driving.
Yeah.
You put it on hike mode and it slowly rolls up the hill with you.
Just unfolds its robot legs and is like, now I am a hiking buddy.
Come on, Elon, get
Come
there,
on.
man.
We need real Transformers. Come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
Mars.
Where is my hiking robot?
That's great. So when we have Cristiano Ronaldo on, we're going to talk about haircuts.
Yeah.
And when we have Elon Musk on,
we're going to talk about hiking robots.
Hiking robots.
Yeah, and also what kind of drugs he does. That's all I care about.
what's your favorite salad bar, Elon?
Yeah.
Hard-hitting questions.
Yep. Shall we get to our VIB?
Yeah, she rules.
Our very important bud this week is the incredible Liza Treyger. I geeked out when I met her because I've been listening to her podcast.
The ultimate.
It got So Liza actually has a couple of podcasts, but I've been listening to That's Messed Up, an SVU podcast, which Liza co-hosts with the wonderful Kara Clank. Buds in your ears, funny as fuck. If you love SVU like I do, it's just the greatest time. And then she also just started another podcast called Enemies, where she helps people settle their beefs. And she's also just a touring comedian all around the world.
Who smokes hella weed.
She's so fucking funny. So follow her at Glitter Cheese. If you aren't already, go see her perform her comedy live. Listen to her podcast. She's the fucking coolest. I fangirled hard.
Yeah. And also shout out to Top Tree because we're coming to you live from Top Tree Studios where we recorded this one. We're going to be recording a lot more eps there, which means we will also have really great video of these podcasts as well. And we're just going to figure out the best way to drop either full eps on YouTube, TikToks, all the things you're supposed to do to be successful in this world. So shout out to Top Tree. Shout out to Top Tree Studios where we recorded this live.
Yep. I'm going to be putting on pants and brushing my hair more often for our podcast, Mike.
Great. I guess I will too. Yeah. No more robe casts. Huh?
Yeah. No, it's going to be pant casts from here on out.
Awesome. Well, without further ado, here is our interview with
Liza Treyger.
What up, Liza?
Hello. Thank you for having me.
You're cool as hell.
Thank you. I'm very pumped. You guys are very cool. Weed outfits.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out Lake Raid. What up?
I've been so looking forward to this. I got to fangirl out right at the top because you have been in my ears for a year with your Law and Order podcast. That's messed up.
I know. It's really thrilling. And now that I'm on the road meeting people that listen, we have all of our listeners are like successful, cool, hip women.
Nice.
Like I hear from venues that we're great tippers, that like everyone behaves, but it's like, it just seems like very cool, educated women are listening.
It's because you're so fucking funny and cool. Like you and your co-host Kara are so cool together. Like you're the best. I mean, I was just telling you before we started recording, I was in the Apple store today and I had a horrifying 90-minute period in the Apple store and you got me through. I didn't feel any pain. It was perfection.
It makes me so happy. And I understand it because I listen to certain podcasts and I'm very into it. And so it's like cool to know people do, listen to ours the way I listen to other people's.
It's the fucking greatest.
Can we talk about your Apple Store experience?
Oh.
It's so fucked up and it's not okay. They lost her laptop.
Yeah, I don't want to dwell on it too much because I've just kind of shed the residual anxiety that followed me around all day. No, this weed is totally helping.
Yeah, but they owe you a new laptop, or do you do a waiver where they can lose your laptop?
They found my laptop, but what happened was it was in for repair. I went to pick it up. I came home with the wrong machine. And then when I went back to the store, they spent 90 minutes looking they couldn't find it. And I was like, someone else has it. I don't know what's happening. Anyway,
The CIA?
It's fine.
The last time I was in the Apple store, I was given the oldest employee. Like it seemed like they had to, by law, hire some old people. And he kept fucking up. And like the younger staff like knew and kept being like, you open it like this. Or like, no, you can use headphones on this. Like he just kept fucking up. But I was like, I will not discriminate. And I'm going to go with this guy. But I texted my sister. I was like, tell me what to buy. This old man knows nothing.
Oh, man. I fear for myself when I get old because I know I'm going to want to have a job still. And I'm probably going to be like a docent at a museum or a cashier at fucking Whole Foods or whatever. But I'm always so annoyed with, like there's one guy at Whole Foods who is that person. He's just very slow. You're slow when you're old, right?
I know, but we have to change as a culture to allow that. Like when I'm in other places, people don't really like there are places where you can take your time.
It's okay to be a little slower.
But I'm going to be embarrassed when I'm slow. When I'm older and I'm that slow, I'm going to be crazy embarrassed about it because I know that y'all are quick and I'm not anymore. And that's going to be a bummer for me.
Well, then you got to work out. You got to stretch. You got to treat your body right so you can be good.
Well, I feel like we all have pretty snappy energy. Maybe that comes from the two of you being funny people professionally, which I feel is that, that snap comes with the comedic timing and energy. Did you also, before you started being funny professionally, have that like vavoom, like that
Yeah,
kick?
I always wanted to talk a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if people enjoyed it as much as they do now. I think it's like a struggle to be a child with this personality, but I did always I was like chatting. I was at the sleepover the last to fall asleep, like definitely.
Gossiping?
Always, yeah. Always secrets, prank calls, fights. Yeah, for sure. All the time. But also great times and giggling and watching movies. And now that I get to perform and go around, like I do get to re-meet people that I was friends with back in the day because people reach out.
Nice.
People from like elementary or middle school come through and watch your shows? And
yeah,
high school?
or like, this girl I was friends with like through high school. I would say maybe not senior year, but like multiple years in high school, like formative years, we were close. She was like, hey, I live near your place. Why don't you come meet us here? We'll go to the brewery. Like she couldn't go to the show. But then like I get to meet people that I was very, very close with for years of my life. So it's nice.
I'm like crazy jealous of that. That's so cool. Like you're connected from like ago to now with good people.
I hope so. Yeah. And like there's another friend who she had the best sleepovers, the best birthday parties, the best themed. Like she had a hair salon birthday party. We all got to have fucking hairdos done.
What?
Like, can you believe? Yes.
Like a stylist came and
we went to the hair salon. She
what?
rented out the whole hair salon. And like we all got our hair done and probably other things. And we were just like,
how old were you when this happened?
Elementary school.
Oh my
What
God.
a dream.
That's the greatest.
Yeah. She just had like kick-ass parties. She had a great bat mitzvah. And so she came out to shows and I was like, oh, you're fucking cool. Your husband's cool. And so like, we'll now hang out. And it's fine that we hadn't like talked in decades. Like, I don't care.
Wow.
I'm like interested to see everybody.
You're just making me think of the best fucking birthday party. I'm like kind of not close to my mom at all, and we don't have a great relationship. So this is a great memory because it was such a good thing that she did. She threw me a fucking kick-ass birthday party where she hired a dance teacher, and it was in the 80s, and it was the era of like just when MTV videos was happening, and he came and taught us the choreography from Something So Strong by Crowded House, which is, a blast from the very far past.
Yeah,
it was
I don't know
probably
it.
like
Sing it. Do you know
1980.
it?
Something so strong, carry us away. Something so strong, da 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 da. I don't know, it's terrible.
Wow,
but
okay.
You got a good voice.
thanks.
Huh.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I like that you were like, we kind of begged you and you were like, I guess.
Oh, don't make me sing. Anyway, that was a kick-ass birthday party. Sorry, everyone had to hear me sing.
No, birthday parties. My sister's really good at throwing birthday parties for her kids. Like, those are fun memories.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Goodie bags, y'all. Oh, I haven't thought about a goodie bag in
were
a minute.
One big gift, people, versus a bag of trash. And even if it wasn't like expensive, it was like, here is a Barbie, go away. It wasn't like, here's stickers. It would be like a dollar store Barbie probably, but like my parents didn't like that was confusing to them as an immigrant.
So
They're
they
like,
would give
like if
dolls
you came,
away.
yeah, or like one bit, like here, give them this gift. Versus here's like a bag of nonsense that costs the same amount as like these, those Velcro hand things with the ball that you'd throw back and forth. Like that costs as much as a bag of trash. So like,
and that's way more fun.
Yeah.
than trash.
Wait, were you guys a full chocolate bar for Halloween household?
no, we're still like poor, and I don't know why they did. That is savings though, but like better candy is more expensive. So no, bad candy.
Russian?
Russian kid. No, like I would beg my mom to get involved in Halloween, and my dad always had like expired weird hard candy, just weird stuff.
I'm sorry, I'm high. I said Russian because I was guessing you said foreign.
Oh yeah.
They emigrated from Russia?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're Soviet. Are you American?
I'm Canadian.
Yeah, from where?
Newfoundland.
Get the fuck out.
Why? What do you know about it?
Well, okay, so I'm obsessed with it because of Labrador Island, right? Is that a place?
Labrador is the mainland part of the province Newfoundland and Labrador. So Newfoundland is the island, and Labrador is on the mainland next to Quebec.
Okay, so it's in BoJack Horseman.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, so Mr. Peanut Butter's from there, and they make this pilgrimage. So I started being like, okay, what is this? And then this really cool couple that I stalk on the internet, I do know them. I could say it's like Daniel Kibblesmith. He writes on
Colbert.
But if he was like an old Chicago guy, I still like think about one of his jokes I really like a lot. But he married what I can find. She's a socialite. She is just like a hot, educated, rich, wealthy, going to galas type of lady. And they make a beautiful relationship that I watch on the internet. And fuck, where are we? I'm like totally spaced out.
And they have something about Newfoundland and Labrador.
BoJack.
They went there for their honeymoon.
Oh.
Whoa.
So to me, that's bonkers because they are rich and cool. And I also I draw to tropical. So to me, it's like, okay, cold weather honeymoon. What is this place? So to me, I'm like, so I've put it on a pedestal as this place that I really want to go. Because of those two reasons. But I don't know anything about it except those two things.
It's fucking crazy. Like I've talked to Mike a lot about it. And I think the closest thing that I can relate it to where most people could think of it being like is Alaska on some level. It's very rocky. It's got that kind of extreme climate, but then it's sort of married with the North Atlantic, Iceland, sort of the North Atlantic current. It's where the Titanic sank, icebergs, seals, whales. And then the culture is like 500-year-old fisherman culture from Ireland. So it's like a crazy place that you should definitely go to. They would fucking love you. You would love it. And
I would love
you.
it there because
Yes.
I there's an Irish fishing village I've been to, Hoth, and I loved it.
In north of
And-
Dublin.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad's Irish. I lived there for a while.
Okay,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Yes.
Ireland's a place where I'd love to own a home one day. And this is like, I say this a lot now. I've repeated myself, but all Ireland is missing is hot tubs.
Really?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
because it's like mild, cold temperatures, gloomy, dark, but like you love to drink. It's like, have a hot tub.
That's
Yeah.
brilliant.
Why aren't you guys in hot tubs?
All the
and I don't
time.
know if it's because of their like shame with their bodies or they just don't want pleasure with the Catholicism. I can't figure it out.
It's the fuck you nailed it on the head. It's the Catholicism because the Scandinavians have figured it out. And, obviously like the Japanese have figured out like
Catholics
hot tub
hate
culture.
hot tubs?
Catholics hate hot tubs. Well, Catholics hate their bodies, right?
Oh, Catholics hate their bodies
Because
in
it's a
hot
sin.
tub.
Your body is a sin.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yikes.
Yep. The second you come out, all of you is just wrong.
I went
fucked
to what's the big game there that's only played there?
Hurling?
I went to a hurling game.
That's a huge deal.
Yeah, it was a great experience, and I was with the only black people in the whole stadium, and it was really a fun experience to be with them there.
Do you remember the teams that you saw play?
No, but I bought a yarn of one of them, and it's yellow and black.
Okay. All right.
Cool. What is it?
That-
Do
they
you throw
had
a
no
log in
merch.
the air? Is that when you throw
It
a log
is
in the air?
bonkers.
It's
It's
fucking
like
crazy.
rugby, football, soccer, lacrosse. Like it's,
Yeah.
it's like all this weird stuff.
It's the-
I didn't follow along. I didn't care to.
It's
Who
the
cares? Yeah.
fastest field sport.
I just watched people like go up to our friends and be like they started talking about the NBA. So I was like, oh, do you know them from college or something? They're like, we do not know people. People just come up and talk to us about the NBA. Or it was like kids. Like there was one kid who was looking at like he couldn't believe what he was seeing. And then it was I liked watching that.
That's
How?
wild.
But it was packed. It was like 90,000 people.
I went to one game and dated a guy whose dad worked for the National Hurling Association or whatever. So
And these people all have day jobs. They don't get paid to do
that's
this.
right. They're like your
Lever
local
sport.
dentist, and then he's on the field, fucking
No shit.
professional. But it's I know it's the fastest field sport in the world.
Okay.
It is like lacrosse in the ball and stick situation, but then
Okay.
also the rules are like soccer, and then it's kind of like hockey violent or rugby violent. It's very exciting.
I wish it sounded cool because all of those things are cool.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
I'd
guess
like
there's
to
probably a
see
reason
it.
that it's not played anywhere outside of Ireland.
It just sounds like I'd
complicated.
never be able to learn the rules. There's just
Yeah,
too many
so
different
Yeah,
layers
it's
to
a lot.
I need don't touch the ball with your hands. Got you. I can play soccer because I know that my hands are illegal. There's so many sports in there. That's a lot
the
of
boys
rules.
I were with were with the boys that were with me,
Yeah.
the men. They looked up some YouTube videos. They were reading about the rules. So they were trying to understand. I just let go, whatever. I'm just going to watch these guys run around.
Were you there doing a show?
Yeah, I've done the Dublin Comedy Festival. And then me and Emmy Blotnick and Langston Kerman, we stayed extra. I went to Hoth and then before we went to Edinburgh. But we stayed at one of my favorite hotels I've ever stayed in my life called the Devlin.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 10 minutes away from Dublin. And it was it's one of my favorite hotels ever.
What's the experience?
So it's They probably have bigger ones, but it's like this tiny, tiny bed built into a window. So the wall is a window and it's this tiny built-in bed. They have a Dyson fucking hairdryer.
What?
It's beautifully designed comfort. Downstairs, it's like velvet classic red curtain cinema. And I watched a who's that? Leonard Cohen documentary about his muses, all about they're like some island in Greece. And then beautiful restaurant on the main floor, great food, bar, amazing cocktails, rooftop where you can with another bar, and just like very pretty. And then it's like in a small quaint town with sunflowers that are really tall.
Wow.
I would have read that in a book and be like, this is a really well-written book. That description was amazing.
I know. I'm just like, I can see it. I can feel it. I can smell it. I can feel the sheets.
I really loved it there. And I'm still on their email list. I'm like, one day. But I've been to Ireland like 3 times. It is one of my, like, I've had other storybook moments where my sister's driving up a cliff and there's just lambs and then the Atlantic Ocean and greens and the gas station is delicious bread and cheese and our road is blocked by sheep and we're like, what the fuck? Like, it is that kind of, it is
That's
a storybook. Cool. It's really like a great place.
Is that the coolest place you've done comedy? Because you've traveled the world.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Did you do Australia?
I love Greece. Australia.
Wait, you performed comedy in Greece?
I did.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Where? In Athens?
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was
for
great.
the gods, right?
For the gods. It felt great. And someone was just shitting on Athens to me. So I was expecting not a cool place. And then when I got there, I was like, oh, maybe they were in the mood for something else. But like, this is great. So now I can't wait to even see more because I really liked it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
If I get good food, a body of water situation, I'm pretty happy. And like drinks, fun people, stay out late. Yeah.
Do you seek out weed when you travel, or do people sort of bring
I
it to your
pack edibles
shows?
always.
Oh,
People
nice.
bring me drugs, but I when I'm traveling internationally, I'm not scared to fly with drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And edibles I will fly with.
Nice.
I'll fly with just joints in my purse. Like
Are
people
you good
got
at finding
scared.
drugs when you're in the place? Like,
No.
I feel like, I don't know. You have the vibe of someone, if I didn't know you and I was in Europe, I would be like, she's probably looking for something I have. And that would be drugs.
Oh my God, that'd be great. I mean, now that people listen to the pod and do know me, people bring me drugs.
Great.
So everywhere I go, people are usually bringing me joints.
Can we hop in here for a second to tell, because before we started recording today, we were talking about your That's Messed Up episode today that dropped, and you were like, someone had written in to say, I don't like that you guys promote taking Molly on your podcast or something. And then you were like, you're hearing it here. We do drugs on this podcast. And I just laughed so hard. It was great.
Yeah, sometimes they'll like give me notes and be like, we got some complaints about this. And I'm like, well, I meant it, so I don't know what you want from me.
Right. Wait, who gives you notes?
Like sometimes our the head people at the network will be like, we're not really, just if you wanted to know, we're getting some blowback about this. And it's like, if I could think, but if I believe it, there's nothing more I can do. It is what it is.
Speaking of blowback, is that a good segue to talk about your other podcast that you're launching?
It is new. I feel like I'm trying to be Nicole Byer or something.
Why are you saying it like it's a bad thing to succeed?
It's not a bad thing. You're right. It's fun. I'm excited.
Enemies,
but it's been hard. I want to book enemies, but guess what? It's hard to get people to come on that you've not gotten along with. They owe you nothing.
Oh, wow.
Or someone that I really was excited bailed. And I think people are conflict adverse. So that's why I'm excited to do this. Or if I'm asking duos that are arguing, like the person whose probably fault it is doesn't want to come on.
Right.
Because then they have to admit what they've done. And I don't know if people want to do it publicly. So that is what I'm doing. I've talked to one person that I fought with. I've talked to another person I really don't like.
And admittedly, like on air when you're talking to them, you're like, I don't like
I've
you.
ignored them for years, but I knew that they love attention, so I was like, I know he'll come on.
Wow, that is so
Well
fucking
played.
ballsy.
But it's also my vulnerability too, because there's some people that I've used to fight with, but they're very successful now, and I don't want to give them the opportunity to big time me. So it's my own like ego, but Also, I'm scared. What if they're like, I don't even remember this? Like, that's gonna destroy me. I can't.
That's all the time. All the time. Walking around, remembering every little instance of someone sliding me. Date, time, year, street, month, house, all of it. And I just
if you'd
carry
like to
it
come
around.
on with an enemy, we would love that.
An enemy. Oh man, I would have to find one that was open to me sounding insane. You know what I mean? Like they would have to listen to me be like, remember in 7th grade when this happened? And they're going to be like, well, what are you talking about? Not at all.
But you have to be open to like, because that's what I mean. Like I have these teachers I hate, or these people that bullied me, I think, or whatever. But now knowing what we know about humanity as grown-ups, or like we're trying to.
Yeah.
What was going on with you? Did you know you were wrong? Like, what's up? Were you, was your dad dying? Like, there's just like, were you being abused? I don't know. There's just like, what was actually happening? Like, you were such a bitch, but now that I think about it, like your life did suck. But also that's like kind of it. But people are like, some messages I get from people are like, absolutely not. I just never would want to do this. So
is it anonymous?
People can call in with anonymous stuff, so I would love that. So I do have some like cool people coming on to listen and give advice on calls or emails.
Have you
if you wanna
listened to
stay
some
anonymous.
so far? Have you
Yeah.
read them?
Yeah.
Are you getting like 1 or 2 people calling and leaving like 10 messages?
No.
Interesting.
All one only a couple that doubled because it was like long and they had more to say, and which is fine.
We'll put the number in the show notes unless you can rattle it off right now.
I can't, which sucks. Nice 323 something 1700.
Friend of me 1700.
Yeah. We'll drop it in the notes for sure.
You guys are letting me talk so much.
I'm gonna call in. I have a couple things I got to
Please.
get off my chest.
Oh yeah.
I am actually talking to someone amazing on Thursday, so if you have like real issues, please call him before then.
Okay, deal. Because I had a fucking hell of a therapy session today, and I'm walking around like, and all I want to do is eat SpaghettiOs and watch Chopped right now. But
because that's comforting for you.
Yeah, that's my like smooth comfort level. Bottle of pasta, bowl of pasta, and a bunch of Food Network shows.
Does it have to be SpaghettiOs or no?
No, but I think that's like childhood safety for me. That's why I love food so much.
Food is my
food is it. That's the one. Ever since I was probably in the womb, I loved food in the womb. I loved it all the time.
SpaghettiOs and Chopped.
Yeah.
Thank you. When I was in Newfoundland visiting my troublesome mother, I randomly found myself eating grocery store sushi and Cheetos. And I was like, oh, that's a fucking weird comfort combination. But
oh yeah, no, I love that.
That was my comfort combination. What is yours?
Honestly, everything. A bread cheese mixture usually is the best thing, but fast food lately, but it changes. It's just like any gummy I want
Wait, have you had Impossible
Gummies.
Cheddar before? It's a Trader Joe's mixture, and it's a secret cheese, and it's a mixture of cheddar and something else, and they call it Impossible, and it's delicious.
Is it Impossible because it's not like vegan or anything? It's not like
no, thank God.
It's not like the Impossible meats.
No, I don't know if I'd pitch that on here because that's not cheese, and I love cheese.
Right.
What's
impossible about it though?
All right, I'll look it up. God damn it.
But they also shouldn't have called it that. Like Impossible meats are very popular now.
Yeah.
Like you got to rebrand, baby.
Yeah, it's a bad name.
You got to change it. They've won. No, I want cheese. I want something that just hurts me. So it's like pizza, Taco Bell,
like even when you're on the road,
Big Mac. Oh, on the road. But I love a Jimmy John's, but I'll get unwitches now. But Jimmy John's is like my jam. If I check into a hotel and there's a Jimmy John's nearby, I'm like, like it's probably one of the first things I do when I check into a hotel.
Is look for the nearest.
Sometimes even in the airport, I'm like, I hope there's a Jimmy John's.
Can I guess your order?
I switch it up, but yeah.
Oh wow, okay. I'll guess one of them then. Turkey Tom with fuck.
And I can't guess because I've never been to a Jimmy John's.
Sometimes.
What's your order? You've never been to Jimmy John's?
No.
Oh wow. Why? Do you like endangered animals? What's up?
I don't. I've never been to anything because I'm from fucking Newfoundland. We've got like a Wendy's. It's like
Are you new here?
No. That's just my excuse.
I love that you grew up in like. Why aren't there any like mini series
there is
filmed there? Like
there is one called
there?
Republic of Doyle that was made by a Newfoundlander who like went to theater school in Montreal and then moved back to Newfoundland and made a series that's like on Netflix about Newfoundland. It's called The Republic of Doyle. Some people really like it. I do not, but it's just because it's not my thing.
Right?
And then there's Come From Away. It's set in Newfoundland. And yeah, that's kind of it. There's a really great 80s movie about a orca.
We can also start another joint.
Yeah, that's a good call.
We're pros. This is a weed show.
Yeah, there's a dearth of stuff about Newfoundland. You should go and make a series there. I feel like Fish Out of Water, like you could go to Fogo Island and tape for a week, just as like a week of comedy, and that would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, I want to go there for sure.
Yeah, it's great. It's they eat seal. That's a weird thing that happens there.
Is it good?
It's weird. It's like it's kind of like fishy beef.
Oily?
If that makes sense. It's not super oily, but it's very dark meat. It's definitely like an experience. I don't enjoy it. My dad loved it. You know?
I would try it.
Yeah.
Definitely. What part? I would go.
How often are they killing these seal? Always.
Ooh, good
It's a
question.
sustainable hunt.
Is it expensible or no?
Expensible?
Is it expensive? Like, is it like?
Oh yeah, like a rare meat.
No, it's like eating moose in Alaska. It's like a sustainable fishery or hunt rather that
Okay.
Newfoundlanders like will fill their fridge for the winter. Yeah.
So they're not like, look at that cute seal.
Nope. They're like, oh, there's dinner, bye. And then they whack it on the head.
Wow.
And then they eat it. I mean, the seal hunt that you probably have heard a lot about was the one in the 80s where it was all the baby white seals that were being killed for their fur. And it was horrible because Greenpeace got this whole campaign going and everyone thought that Newfoundlanders were like these murderers who were just going out onto the ice to kill the cutest thing that exists. And so that was a bummer growing up in Newfoundland because you meet someone who heard you were from Newfoundland and they just thought the worst possible thing about you. That's not what the seal hunt looks like. It's not that bad.
But the seals aren't like lounging on rocks because they would be eaten immediately or taken.
They're out on the ice.
Okay.
Yeah. I've never done it myself. I feel like you think I've killed a seal.
No. I would eat it. If I went there, I
feeling
would
guilty.
order it and I would eat it and I would try it. There's no doubt in my mind.
Oh, yeah. It's
Yeah.
definitely seal flipper pie. You can go and, buy it's like a chicken pot pie.
I want to taste a seal.
Yeah.
Now
You
I
should-
want to eat a seal and that scares me more.
Yeah, I'm already thinking about Gold Belly, and if it's on there,
It's under the, not to bore you with logistics, but under the
I just
marine.
you love logistics.
I
It's
do.
great.
It's true.
You're
I really
smart.
like facts. No, I'm a fucking nerd. Under the Marine Mammal Act that exists in the United States, it's illegal to transport any seal or marine mammal meat into the U.S. So, I've tried to bring seal back a couple of times, and it just doesn't work because it's legal. So, I've had seal confiscated, like
Whoa.
drugs at the border. Yes.
Whoa.
Uh-huh.
Damn, there's there seal sniffing dogs?
No, just like a weird lady at Newark who saw that I had something in a bottle and there was no label on it and she wouldn't let me bring it in.
Damn.
She had a bad feeling about me. She was like, I don't know what that is, but I'm not letting you bring it.
I've recently had such a cute opposite experience where this woman in Chicago, we just started chatting and then I told her I saw Scottie Pippen that trip. And she was like, oh, they call him No Tippin' Pippen. And I was like, I heard. And we were just like chit-chatting. And she like checked my bag. And I was like, did you need to check my ID? And she was like, oh, no, it's fine. And I was like, all right. Vibe check. I loved
Oh my
it.
God. Can I ask you more pod questions? Is that okay?
Yeah, I
I'm
would
just
love
fascinated
that.
by how you make it. So when you sit down to watch an episode of Law and
Yes.
Order SVU,
Yes.
and you're taking notes to do the recap, which is so fucking entertaining because of the like details that you notice, like decor, fashion,
I try to.
like
I really love it. They
wrong
really work at
casting.
that.
You call it wrong casting sometimes, which I fucking love.
The balls.
How dare she say that actor is the wrong actor? But I always fucking agree with your takes. What is that? Do you just get baked and like press pause and then sort of like take it all in, or how do you even do that?
It's like really annoying. No, it's not. But like, I'll put it off even though it's watching SVU, and I'll just have SVU other episodes on for hours and days at a time. But having to watch that one sometimes, I'm like, ugh, I don't know. But then it's a split screen. So
Okay.
I'll do on my laptop half Hulu, half Google Docs. And I'll pause, bring it back 30 seconds. Because on the Apple, it's not good on the remote. It's just not as precise. And
Yeah.
so this is a little easier to rewind back 10 seconds.
Nice.
And sometimes I do it in chunks so I can like enjoy it. And then sometimes it's like the night before. And sometimes we watch a lot. So then right before we interview someone, we'll probably watch it again to make sure, like, to get all the extra stuff. And then sometimes, like, when we're thinking, before we book, we have to think of all the guests. So sometimes we're watching episodes just to see the guests. So sometimes we will watch an episode 3 to 5 times.
Oh my God.
Some are classic. Some we like, sometimes the scheduling works out and like, you know it already so well. It's like one and done.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a really personalized thing per episode.
And you guys have had some kick-ass guests.
It's insane.
It's
I
crazy.
cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. Sometimes I like sit back and think and like I really am like,
Skylar
shocked.
Fisk.
That was wild.
Wild. Or
Yeah.
what's his name? Cragen.
That was our first cast member, and it was the biggest impact in our hearts and spirits.
Mhm.
Like it really like felt epic in our moment. And then my internet wouldn't work.
No.
And I couldn't see anything, and I just had to call in, and he brought out this painting, and you can like hear the like desperation in my voice. I was like, please take a photo. Like I was, but it was still like so good.
Why didn't the internet work? Like, what the fuck happened?
No clue. You know, it's like,
Whoa.
there was just like a moment and it wouldn't replug and none of the hot, like nothing was working. And it was like, you know, you don't want that.
No. Oh.
Yeah, how's your solar flex?
My solar plexus feels weird just at the thought for you. Of
So you're like a Kara. You're very organized, like a Kara,
No.
I'm guessing, or what is it? Because
No.
you've mentioned the logistics, the organization, the minutia of
Great
things.
question, Lisa.
Oh.
So
I'm a
multiple times
messy, disorganized nerd.
okay,
Yeah, I'm not super organized. But I mean, we were just talking about this last week. It's sort of like scattered focus. Like, I don't know. I feel like probably anyone. With the rise of TikTok, I'm like, maybe I have ADHD. That seems to be something that everyone's talking about. It kind of makes sense. Where I'm like, maybe I should talk to someone about that. But I do like, I'm not organized, but I do like minutia and facts.
Do you like reading like pool rules?
Reading pool rules.
That's a good question.
What a good question.
That's a great question.
Like, am I a rule follower, or do I just like to
No.
know what they are?
Just know what they are.
I like to know what they are, but I
Yeah.
don't care to follow them always.
Yeah, I read pool rules, all the many. Like I like to see what.
Do you watch
what's
the
expected.
airplane thing with the
No.
flight attendants? You don't.
I can't
Okay.
really think about the end of the world. I can't think about my end.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
need to watch it because I would just go through the door and grab the controls and land us. I don't need to hear how it's going to be for all y'all.
You know what? So Yellow Jackets did take over my life in a real way, and it is a very important show to me. And we were all taking quizzes on like which character are you from different websites. Auto Straddle had the best recaps and quizzes. Shout out. But we were talking about like it said, what would you do if a crocodile attacked you guys?
Okay.
And I picked the answer that was run away and hide where I can.
Mhm.
And multiple of these girls wrote that they would grab a bow and arrow and try to kill it. And I'm like, I can't believe you think that you could do that, but God bless you. We need some of you in the group
Yeah.
We're expendable.
who are willing to take that risk, but to think that you are now going to, after never in your life doing it, bow and arrow this crocodile, but like, bless you, babe. Glad to know we can be stranded together.
Mm-hmm. Till it eats you. Because you're going to hit the scales. You're not hitting it in the eye, the only penetrable part.
Was
or the
climbing a
nostril.
tree an
I'm
option?
getting the fuck away as fast and as hard anywhere I can to
Yeah.
lock I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a crocodile?
That was like, yeah, because they said for
would
the quiz,
fight
it
it.
was set in a Florida swamp area.
Wow.
I think I would fight it, but not with a bow and arrow. Like maybe I'd use the bow to bop it on the head or hold the mouth shut because they can't open their mouth. They can close them. They have like good pressure, but they can't open them. They're weak. So I would hold that bitch's mouth shut and then step on its neck.
Wow.
That's what I would probably do.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
All right.
I'm up a tree.
Okay.
Yeah, nearest tree, all the way up.
Huh.
And you're running away.
What?
You would run away and
Yes.
hide,
Yes.
but you're fighting that motherfucker.
Breaking its neck.
Okay,
Wow.
good to know.
I think both of you are probably more spot on than I am, though. Like if I was a Yellow Jacket, I would be dead first step.
Have you ever had an encounter with a wild animal of any kind?
Yeah, that owl that hit me in the head in Port Townsend, Washington.
That's right.
To tell me to get the fuck out of its forest, and it hit me so hard in the head that my ear pods flew out, and then it perched right above me and stared at me, beating its wings and going like this. And I just turned around and jetted like you're talking
You didn't
about.
pick up the pods.
Oh yeah, I grabbed those. Those are important.
So you weren't that okay, but I would be were you like terrified?
Yeah, it scared the shit out of me because it was silent and I didn't know where it was coming from, and then it nailed me in the head with that silence, and I was dazed. And then when I saw it, I understood that I was leaving.
You didn't want to fight it.
Oh, I would have grabbed
Is
it by
my
its
point.
beak. Yeah,
Yeah.
and stepped on its neck. Yeah, totally.
Ugh.
But then its neck turns around because it's an owl, and then it turns back and it's fine. You can't kill
What are
those.
you
They're
out
immortal.
here fighting owls? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, so an owl attacked me.
And Mike texted me a picture of the owl right after it happened. He was like, "Check this out," and it was just fucking huge. It was,
That
it's
shit was
crazy.
nuts. Have you been attacked by an animal?
Have you ever had a wild animal encounter?
No, but I can't recall anything. But I am uncomfortable. I do have reoccurring dreams about animals attacking me.
Whoa.
And it does suck, and all the things you read about aren't good. So like I don't love it.
Damn.
Like bears, tigers.
Cats, snakes are the ones that are coming to mind at the moment.
Little cats. Domestic house cats?
Just like, yeah, tons of fucking cats coming at me, bro.
Whoa.
Damn, yo.
And it's not good. It's not a good sign.
No, that sounds crazy.
Mm-mm.
A lot of cats all at once is.
And then snakes, like the craft.
Ooh.
Later.
Shout out Rachel True.
Yeah,
Wait,
that was
what?
amazing. Rachel True came on our show. Like,
wow.
yeah,
That was a
okay,
cool
that was
Hey.
so fucking wild. Yep,
She's cool.
she's great.
Are you old school craft fans?
Yes.
So, I guess I'll have to tell you after the pod.
What do you? Oh, someone comes on.
That is
To get Robin Tunney in
from
your-
from the craft, but you got to think more obscure because you got to think of a craft SVU crossover.
Oh my god,
But that's all I'm gonna say.
okay. Very fucking exciting.
Very cool.
Yeah. Let's talk about the snacks for a second. Just because I want to shout out Amanda Duarte, for her fucking gluten-free brownie recipe, which she made us when we visited her in New York, and then we've recreated for this episode with you because I listen to your podcast and I know that you're like maybe trying to eat less gluten or something. I don't know. Anyway, so Amanda Duarte's brownie recipe, and then we've got Sumo Snacks on the table.
Wait, will you break down this brownie recipe?
And the fucking cacio e pepe Trader Joe's cheese puffs. Yep. The brownie recipe?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just took a bite. So maybe can you break it down?
Really good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you like it?
Mm-hmm. I love it.
It's beans, maple syrup, brown
It's
sugar.
not beans.
It is black beans.
No way.
That's black beans. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
wow.
Black beans, figs, and dates.
You just changed my life, I think. I mean, I would never make this.
You would.
No, I don't want to make anything.
Oh, okay.
Like
Nothing at all ever?
nothing more complicated than an egg situation.
Okay. Black beans. You already said it, didn't you? Did you say all the
I
things that
didn't
are in
say
it?
all of them, but I want to see if I can remember if that's fun for just me.
Yeah.
Black beans, maple syrup, brown sugar, baking soda, salt, figs, dates, 2 eggs, and pecans.
Wow.
And vanilla and chocolate chips.
Fuck, nice, Mary Jane
Okay.
coming through with the heat at the end. Hell yeah.
Wow.
I just stuffed my face. Sorry.
And it's called unexpected cheddar. just so
Unexpected,
everyone
not
knows.
impossible
Not
cheddar.
impossible cheddar.
Thank you.
Unexpected
I'm
cheddar.
so glad we circled back to that because I was like, why the fuck would they call it impossible? But
It's
unexpected
Parmesan and
is
cheddar. Yeah.
got you.
What is it called?
Parmesan cheddar, unexpected cheddar.
Unexpected.
Not impossible.
cheddar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We knew Trader Joe's was better than that.
Yeah, we
were
did.
shocked. We were like, that seems like a weird choice. Everyone, like, do you guys watch Shark Tank?
Love it.
Yep.
Like that would be like, well, you can't be impossible.
Mm-hmm.
It's already a thing.
Yep.
Yeah. I
Lori
heard
would shut
that-
it the
Did
fucking
you hear
down.
about Tom Cruise doing those vegan movies?
What?
Mission Impossible?
They're vegan.
Because of the joke that impossible now means vegan.
Oh,
Mark? That's going on TikTok. All right. Awesome.
wow.
Oh my god.
I
Okay.
also love room service breakfast. Like that to me is my favorite thing.
And you're a fan of the second bed rule in the hotel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is there's one for sleeping and one for eating. if you get a 2-bed situation in a hotel.
Yeah.
What a dream. You know how to pamper yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of my friends, boyfriends, who's really like conservative with money, for her birthday, like balled out and got a sweet hotel room with a pool and like ordered tons of drink. And he goes, "Oh, I get Liza now, because I just spend money so freely." But
What is that
then
like?
I fall
for
into
real?
financial disaster.
Do you really?
Oh, no.
For real?
Yeah, people think I'm really rich because I live like I'm rich, but I'm not. But I just really like it. But I'm always like, uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
But it's never uh-oh. It's always just kind of like,
There's always like a panic. There's every once in a while there's a panic.
No panic this year. No panic 2022.
I don't think so. Knock on wood. Yeah, I don't know. I hope not.
Good.
I foresee money, but I will spend it. I like to spend it.
yeah.
And you're hitting the road again on tour.
Out and about.
Where can people find you on tour?
At Glitter Cheese. I'll be at the Chicago. It's like it's the Chicago Improv, but it's in Schaumburg, and they really give me a moral dilemma to like say it.
Schaumburg.
I'm at the Schaumburg Improv.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm excited.
That's going to be awesome.
Fucking A.
Everyone should come out to
Everyone.
So
yeah,
yeah,
get
it's
out
the
there.
Woodfield Mall. Have a suburban night out. Like,
Totally.
like just be at the mall. Go to the Cheesecake Factory.
that. Park the Range Rover. Let's go.
Also, could I say, your Instagram reels are so fun when you put your comedy on your reels.
Well, I hired a man to do that. It's truly my enemy, but
He's doing a great job. That joke about getting your DNA all over a hookup's house is,
thank you.
yeah. I wet myself a little. It was great.
Is your TikTok Glitter Cheese too?
Liza Treyger.
Real pro shit.
No, someone told me I had to do that.
Yeah, I get that.
So
I'm just like paying a man to make these videos and do this for me, and I'm really grateful to him, and I'm happy to do it. But like aesthetically, I don't like it. Like I like having a sexy, fun, photo-free thing, and now it's like things I have to do.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
exactly. There's no aesthetic to it.
Yeah,
It's a fun
so it
follow, though.
bothers me. Thank you, I appreciate
It's
it.
fucking great. Everyone should follow you at Glitter Cheese.
Yeah, I'm up there. I'm there.
Sweet.
I
And-
do have some fun posts coming up this week, if I don't say so myself. Some celebs. Listen, I have 2 photos with celebs this week that I will be posting.
Oh shit!
That's very
Is this
exciting.
an exclusive? We got an exclusive.
I can't wait to see.
Awesome. Mary
When
Jane,
does this come out?
it's gonna come out timed with those photos perfectly.
Yeah. We'll
We're gonna
text
ride
Say
that
you.
wave.
what it is. Should I say the photos?
Yeah.
Yeah, leak them.
Okay, so the first photo for my Enemies podcast, I interviewed someone from Yellow Jackets. It
Whoa.
is, well, I say it on the show. It's like the opposite of Guess Who,
Mhm.
where, you know, like most things, like in Guess Who, there's only 5 girls. So it's a girl. You don't know who it is. But here, there's so many girls and it's one of the guys. I have one of the guys from Yellow Jackets.
This is a big post.
And so it's a huge deal. He's a great part and he's there stranded with them. And it was like, I couldn't believe it. And I dressed in cosplay. So I got a t-shirt from like the team and I wore like knee socks, like I was a soccer player. And like, so I dressed as like a Yellow Jacket. And
That's
so
really
I'm
cool.
Thrilled. And then today I did a friend's podcast about The Bachelor, Art and Mirren's podcast. And I showed up and they surprised me and Lance Bass was there.
Whoa. Today?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
You had sliders
with his
too?
husband.
With Lance Bass?
No. After the podcast, I met my friend Christina for a quick lunch before she picked up her kids. I just haven't seen her for a long time. So we had a quick lunch.
If I just feel like if this is a day, you know, when they do the Sunday New York Times, like a day in the life of so-and-so, and it follows them from when they wake up to like their end of their day. If today was your day in that section, like it's just what a fucking day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have 3 more things for the day.
Okay. What are they?
So I'm going to go to my friend Sam's house. She has some things. She's like redecorating her house and getting rid of stuff. And so I'm going to take her things.
Okay.
So she has like this cool, it's like a painting drawing of a tiger, but like with jewelry like Mr. T on.
Amazing.
Oh. Yes.
And then something else really nice, but I can't recall.
MacGyver Shark.
What is
I
that?
don't know. This is like a Mr. T Dragon. Maybe it's a duo set.
I mean, that would be amazing. So yeah, and then I have a couple shows, and then it'll be great.
Where are your shows?
One is at El Cid.
Nice. I love that place.
Okay, I don't know if I've been there. I don't think so.
It's fun. It's good. It's cool.
Yeah.
And then one at the Comedy Store.
Whoop, whoop.
Everyone should go watch you at the Comedy Store. Let's end on
I
that.
love it there.
Yo,
I really love it there.
Everyone should watch you at the Comedy Store. You fucking shine and kill it.
I really enjoy it there. I feel lucky that I get to perform there. I
Places
feel
are at.
cool girl.
Will you perform there, Mary Jane?
At the Comedy Store?
Yeah.
What would I do? I could do a monologue. That would go over great. Yeah.
Give them 5 stars on all their podcasts.
Hell yes.
Yeah,
Right.
this one.
That's Messed Up and SVU
I had so
Podcast.
much fun.
Your this was fucking great. I mean, we come back anytime, please. Anytime you want to like snack and hang and smoke
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah, I need
Please.
to dip something into that at Lotte.
get it.
If you want to do some dipping and eating, I'll bring it on home and say our plugs real quick.
Okay.
Great.
Cool. And you can follow us at Weed and Grub on email and that's Instagram. I'm just gonna take my time so she can enjoy a dip. And it's at Weed and Grub on Instagram, wg@gmail.com.
No, you lunatic. WG@weedandgrub.com.
Hit him, take him away, Mary Jane.
Everything you just said, but just the last part that I said.
There you go.
Yep.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks, Lisa. Bye, everyone.